I spent the last 6.5 weeks in France studying French with Indiana University. The program was based on total immersion, so I only spoke French while I was there, and I lived with the host family. And everything about my time there was absolutely perfect and great until those bastards told me I had to come home. My transition into French life was very easy and simple, and I think a big part of that is due to the fact that I had multiple months to prepare for this and I knew what I was getting myself into. While I was there, I didn't really notice a ton of cultural differences between the US and France, and my culture shock was basically just, you mean I get to eat how much bread every day? But coming back to the US, the cultural differences are now pointed out with neon lights and sirens just flashing left and right. And apparently what I'm going through right now is called reverse culture shock. And before I experienced it myself, I thought reverse culture shock was just the biggest piece of bullshit I'd ever heard in my life. Like, oh my god, I'm so sorry you had a great time abroad, now you have to come back to the real world. Woe is you, let me go call the tiny violin orchestra. I can say right now that I have never regretted words more in my life. Reverse culture shock is very real and it is very horrible. When I first got back, my reverse culture shock was basically like being a student in Charlie Brown's classroom. I mean, everyone was just on one hand I understood what was going on, but on the other I just had no idea what the hell I was doing at all. And at this point right now, I'm just frustrated that I've been home for this long and I'm still feeling like this. I'm just angsty all of the time. But one of the things that's been causing me a lot of problems is just being out in public. America in general is just a lot louder than France. The Americans talk a lot louder. My family and I, we went to a Mexican restaurant, and I don't know why I was so upset at this restaurant, because trust me, after Disneyland, this place was the second happiest place in the world. There was happiness oozing out all over, but when the waitress brought me my fajitas, I just started sobbing. Like, I have no idea why. I lost it, and it was just really weird. I'm an emotional person, but I don't really cry all that much. And with the crying, it's just kind of like spontaneous crying at this point. I saw a squirrel. It was standing on its back legs, just like looking around. It was standing up, and it was cute, and I started crying. I don't know why. I'm very confused and a little ashamed of it, but I was just in the middle of a park watching this squirrel stand and I was crying. And I don't even know what it is. It's just like, I feel like everyone here is so stupid. This has happened with multiple people, and I've been saying, yeah, I spent this summer in France and I didn't speak any English while I was there. They're like, oh, can you speak French? No. I went to mime school the entire time there. I was a mute all summer. Normally I can take that sort of stuff and just kind of let it roll off my shoulders, but it just makes me mad now. I'm like, why are you so dumb? Why? I have no patience right now. I am very like, I'm very angsty. I'm quite literally Harry Potter circa Order of the Phoenix right now. I am just angst all over, and there's not even like an evil wizard trying to kill me. It's just that I'm in America, which is not a bad thing at all. I guess the main difficulty about this reverse culture shock is I just don't understand why I'm feeling all the things that I feel. Yeah, I've read up a lot about it and I can probably recite the Wikipedia page for you all, but at the same time, it just doesn't make sense to me. I have lived in the same town my entire life. It should not be that weird for me. Part of me understands because I just left the country known for its class and culture and sophistication to come home to find out that my town is now hosting a school bus rodeo. I do not even know what a school bus rodeo is. And it's weird. It is so weird, but that's the type of weird I'm used to. That small town Indiana weirdness is ingrained in me because when I came home and I saw that corn that you know was knee-high by the 4th of July, when I saw that for the first time, I cried again. I don't know why, but I blame my Hoosierness. But at the same time, I still feel very separated from my town and all of the people here. I just feel like there's a barrier in between us. Like, here is France, here's America, here's me. And even when I talk about America right now, I say the Americans and not we. It's like I just don't feel like an American right now. I really have nothing helpful to say about reverse culture shock. Nothing at all. I just know that one of the best things to help with it is to talk about it. I'll be over here throwing myself a pity party for a little bit longer, but seeing as I said y'all yesterday, I feel like I'm on my way back to being a real American again.